Hello friends, welcome back to Life Science PPT lecture. In this lecture, we will discuss about the mechanism of phagocytosis. So, first of all, the basic question is arises in our mind is that which cells are involved in the process or the mechanism of phagocytosis. So, the answer is that neutrophils, monocytes, macrophages, and dendritic cells. So if you know more about these cells, then go and watch my previous video in which I have already discussed about the cells of mechanism, so that you can understand the mechanism more easily. First of all, we can see what is phagocytosis. So basically, phagocytosis is a type of endocytosis whereby a cell engulfs a particle to form an internal compartment called a phagosome. सो बेसिकली फाइगोसाइटोसिस में क्या होता है कि जो फाइगोसाइट्स हैं, जो फाइगोसाइटिक सेल्स हैं, वो किसी बैक्टीरिया या कोई पार्टिकल यानी पैथोजेनिक मटेरियल उसको अपने अंदर इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं और अपने अंदर इंट्रोड्यूस करने के बाद उसे किल करते हैं और उसे डिग्रेडेट करते हैं एंड आफ्टर दैट दे कैन रिलीज दैट degraded material. The cell rearranges its membrane to surround the particle that is to be phagocytosed and internalized. जो सेल मेम्ब्रेन होती है सेल की, वो एक डिफरेंट शेप फॉर्म करती है वो पार्टिकल और वो पैथोजन के सराउंडिंग में, सो दैट दे गेट इजीली इंटरनलाइज्ड इट within the phagosome, that they form the particle or pathogenic material degraded. In the immune system, it is a major mechanism that the body uses to remove pathogenic material. The next one is, what is opsonins? Phagocytosis may be enhanced by a variety of factors collectively referred to as opsonins, a Greek word meaning prepare food for, consists of antibodies and various serum component of complement. So basically opsonins is uh, a term which means that prepare food for. So in phagocytosis, the overall factor which are responsible for phagocytosis is called as opsonins. The process by which particular antigen are rendered more susceptible to phagocytosis is called opsonization. So in opsonization, a specific pathogen coated with antigen so that they get easily recognized by PRR, pattern recognition receptors, and engulfed by cells and complete the process of phagocytosis more easily. So let's see the mechanism of phagocytosis. Activation. Resting phagocytes become activated by inflammatory mediators. For example, bacterial protein, capsules, peptidoglycan, complement protein. This result is that they gain the ability to leave the capillaries and enter the tissue toward the site of infection. So, in activation, specific bacterial protein or capsule get activate the phagocytes, and the phagocytes leave the capillaries and go towards the site of infection. So the process when the phagocytes leave the capillaries and go toward the site of infection, this process is called as chemotaxis. Phagocytes switch to higher energy level This usually involves rearrangement of cell cytoskeleton and swelling of the cell caused by calcium and sodium ion influx. So because of the sodium and calcium ion influx, uh, the rearrangement of cells and the swelling of cells is happen. Phagocytes also produce pattern recognition receptors (PRR) and bind to pathogen associated molecular pattern (PAMP) are components of pathogens and can include molecules like peptidoglycan and lipopolysaccharides. So, what is PRR is? So basically, a white blood cell naturally express a variety of receptor collectively referred as PRRs or pattern recognition receptors that specifically recognize these sugar residues as well as other common foreign structures. And next is pathogen associated molecular pattern PAMPs. So what is PAMPs? PAMPs are common foreign structures that characterize whole group of pathogen. It is unique antigenic structure that the immune system frequently recognizes first. For example, encapsulated bacteria possess a polysaccharide coat with a unique chemical structure that is not found on other bacteria or human cells. So the next is recognition and attachment. These can either due to innate recognition of PAMP by the phagocytes through its PRR, which is called an enhanced attachment, or the phagocyte can attach itself to microbe through antibody molecules IgG or complement protein C3b C4b. This is known as enhanced attachment and it is much more specific and efficient than an enhanced attachment. Next one is phagocytosis. So after the attachment, the phagocytes internalize the microbe into a phagosome. The phagosome then fuses with lysosome to form a phagolysosome. So basically आफ्टर द अटैचमेंट और एक जब सेल और माइक्रो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म सेल से अटैच हो जाते हैं उसके बाद जो सेल उस माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म को इंगल्फ कर लेता है तो उसको हम फैगोसोम कहते हैं और जब वो फैगोसोम सेल में लाइसोसोम से फ्यूज़ हो जाता है और लाइसोसोम से मिल जाता है तो उसे हम फैगोलाइसोसोम कहते हैं. Lysosome contain digestive enzyme which destroy the internalized material. Pathogen killing occur in phagolysosome in the following way. So first one is oxygen dependent pathway. So during phagocytosis, a metabolic process known as respiratory burst occur in activated phagocytes. It results in transient increase in oxygen consumption by cell. Activated phagocytes generate a number of toxic products like reactive oxygen intermediate such as hydroxyl radicals, hypochlorite anion, superoxide anion, hydrogen peroxide, and reactive intermediate nitrogen intermediates like nitric oxide, nitrogen oxide, and nitric acid that have potent antimicrobial activity. These highly reactive radical molecules react with protein, lipids, and other biological molecules to kill the pathogen. Superoxide radicals are initially produced via the enzyme NADPH oxidase. NADPH oxidase catalyzes the production of superoxide free radicals by transferring one electron to oxygen from NADPH and subsequently converted to hydrogen peroxide by the enzyme superoxide dismutase. Superoxide radicals can also react with hydrogen peroxide to form powerful hydroxyl radicals which assist in killing the invading pathogen. So, the deficiency of NADPH oxidase cause chronic granulomatous disease (CGD) because NADPH oxidase is a key enzyme required to produce reactive oxygen species, particularly the superoxide radicals. The result of this is ineffective phagocytosis as patients are less able to phagocytose via the oxygen dependent pathway. This leads to persistent inflammation and granuloma formation in many organs as well as persistent infection. Nitric oxide synthase synthesizes nitric oxide, a reactive substance react with superoxide to create further molecules that damage various biological molecules. So, in which nitric oxide synthase catalyzes the production of nitric oxide from L-arginine. So the last point is oxygen independent pathway. This pathway involves destruction of the pathogen via lysosomal enzymes such as proteases, phospholipase, nucleases, and lysozyme. These enzymes help in destroying the pathogen primarily by breaking down its cell membrane. Antimicrobial peptides like defensins and certain other peptides attack bacterial cell membrane. Hydrogen ion transport. Transports of hydrogen ion, a second role of the oxidase, acidify the phagolysosome which kills various microorganisms and it is important for the action of enzymes, proteases. This is less effective mechanism when compared with oxygen dependent pathway. So friends, I hope you like the presentation and my explanation. Thank you so much.